non-Abby. Thank you.
Joe, to begin with, I guess, who's the striker and man feeling right now? So as you said, Pongo, what could have been after such a good start?
Yeah, I think I would probably say something that was representative of the whole team in terms of us being gutted. Another good first half, but we have to be able to go out and deliver a second half that's as worthy as the first 40 minutes. And I think there was a couple of really big turning points. I think we'd just gone into the 22 and we got brought back for the tip tackle, and that got them back into the game within 6 points at that stage. And I just felt that our kicking game wasn't as accurate as it needed to be. I think losing Josh Nasser very early on just meant that Brandon Paingamosa had to play a massive role, and inevitably when we went down a player, they got a couple of tries. In the end, it's 6 tries to 4. I know we got a couple when Miafu was off as well. That's the nature of needing to be disciplined and not give those penalties away that can potentially lead to yellow cards. So, in the wash-up, we just know we have to get a win next week. It's as simple as that.
As you go into that second half, was there any indication at half time you just sense the energy drops? It seemed like Friends very much came out the second half and were able to find that a bit more space than they were able towards the back end there.
No, I felt the energy was pretty good at halftime, and the confidence was reasonably good. In that first half, there was a couple of line breaks that we didn't finish. One that we went to kick ahead and it bounced off feet. Another one we tried to pass and they were in the passing channel, but there was good space on the inside, and I think there was good space behind, and maybe that kind of influenced the decision after the second. But either of those two would have just given us a little bit more scoreboard separation, because it was a really good first half, and that's not good enough.
Joe, something you just mentioned before, BPA, Brandon Pangamosa played 77 minutes in the front row.
Yeah.
What hell of a shift, scored a try.
Yep.
As soon as he came on this year.
Yeah, massive effort from him, and they're big packs, and it is taxing work, and I thought he really bit down on the mouth guard and worked hard, and you've got to respect that, albeit that it does mean that we started to lag a bit in that last 20 minutes, which is really disappointing.
It goes down as another loss, but I guess the teams have finished the last 2 weeks. Ireland's won number 3, France won number 4. They
Yeah.
want to be competitive against those teams for an hour at least. Like that's a positive.
Yeah, it's hard to find positives, just because we're so desperate to win, and when you stack enough moments to put some really good play together to lead at half time, it's just a little bit soul destroying, to be honest. I know my time's nearly finished, and I just want to leave the house in good order, and I know these players are trying really hard to keep building on what they have done in these last 2 weeks, and so it's hard at the moment to probably rationalise the positives, and I know there were some, because you can't lead a French team 21-12 at half time and not have some real positives, but you can't then concede 4 second half tries.
Yeah, I guess we just kept on. When we made an error, we just didn't find a way to get it green there or get a positive result. They had some really good kick pressure. They put the ball up, they got it back, they spread it wide, and obviously once we got the yellow card, they really made us pay there. And it was a very disappointing, I guess, second half there. We put ourselves in a really good position that first half, and there was plenty of confidence at half time that we got there and do a job in the second half. And I'm a bit still just trying to put it together in my head. Yeah, it's just we're putting some really good patches of footy together, but we know like rugby's dependent on the result, and we need to be winning test matches. We know that France won the Six Nations; they're a bloody good team, and to be leading them 21-12 at half time, we put ourselves in a position to beat the best team in Six Nations. But we need to be winning test matches for our country, and that's what we're here to do. And we haven't been doing that, and I guess as a playing group, we feel like we're letting ourselves down, but we know we're not far away from putting it together, but we have to put it together next week.
Harry, is there anything different that you might, and the coaching group might look to this week? You know, apart from putting that effort in, and you know, is there something that can change the situation?
Yeah, well, we'll definitely have a think about it. I'm sure when we catch up as leaders with the coaching staff, we'll be having a chat about anything that's going to help us put ourselves in a good position to play some really good footy and get a win next week. And I guess right now, we've just played 80 minutes and probably not thinking about that. But yeah, sorry, mate.
Joe, that's 9 losses in 10 games now, 1 win against Japan. How's that sit with you? You know, that's going to be how you bow out as always coach.
Yeah, I think I've already described that. You know, you don't take jobs on like this to come second. Internally, I'm incredibly competitive, and I just want these guys to get a little bit of reward for the effort they're making, and I see them working hard, and I know their intent is really really positive, but when things don't go our way, we've got to be able to get some traction in the game, and part of that is around experience. You know, we had pretty inexperienced halves, and we just can't seem to get any luck at all around the 10 jersey and any continuity there, which as a game driver, it just makes it hard to keep the continuity the way we'd like it to be. I mean, I thought Declan acquitted himself really well for a guy who's never played a test match, and he's up against not just Intermac but Jelly Bear in the backfield. I think they're 2 world-class 10s, and here's a kid coming out of club rugby for his first test, trying to be able to plot us around the field when they've got 2 guys like that plotting them around the field. And Maxime Luku is a real game driver for Bordeaux Bègles as well, and so he was highly efficient as well, which makes it challenging.
I appreciate it's still your team. I mean, Leslie was here tonight in the stands. What's the rationale for him not being involved in the group on match day? Like, some fans might argue that to get with his team in a week or two, like, I know he's been around training. What's the rationale?
Yeah, I think I'm not that involved with the team on match day either. I think the players have to go out and play the game. I'm there as a support. If I see something and I have an overview from the coach's box, I can feed that down. But what you don't need when you're players is a whole lot of voices coming into your head when you're trying to play a game of rugby, you know. And Les is very conscious of that. So we would tend to try to prepare the players during the week so that they can go out and understand how they're trying to play. And I thought there was good evidence of that for that first 40 minutes. And as I said, even within that 40 minutes, we missed a few really positive chances that could have even given us a little bit more scoreboard separation and added a bit of confidence, and it may have helped. And there were a couple of big moments that we didn't nail well. Once we got the yellow card, we kept the ball in play, and it kind of, when you kick into players like they've got, they opened us up a few times, and we were chasing them instead of trying to pressure them once they had that ball in space.
The last couple, please.
Is there any more updates on Ben Donaldson will be available?
No, but we should know by Tuesday when he trains. If he can train fully, then he's obviously available.
Joe, I know you won't make it about you and the focus will be on the team, but are you expecting to feel a little bit different this week?
I felt a little bit different for the last couple of weeks, and there's lots of times where you're thinking, wow, you know, this is the last time I'll be doing this, and as I've said, it's been a massive privilege. As much as I never really wanted to get involved again in international rugby, and it'll be great for someone else to step in and take the reins. The respect I have for these players and the support we've had. I'd just like to say that the crowd turning up tonight, the crowd last week, 2 sold-out stadiums, I really feel like people are starting to believe in what the team can do, and the team, to galvanise that belief, we have to start getting results, and I feel that acutely. And you know, there are so many uncontrollables when you're coaching. You can control the messaging, you can control selection to a point until you lose your 2 number 10s, or until you get an early hooker injury like we did with Josh Nasser this evening. And then there are so many uncontrollables that can be incredibly frustrating, whether that's a bounce of a ball or a decision that gets made or an error that you cough up that's costly. So for me, it certainly won't be about me, but I'd love to just see these boys finish on a positive note. I know that sales are tracking well in Perth, and I'd love to see a good crowd rock up and the boys treat them to an 80-minute performance, not that 40 that was good tonight, but not good enough second half.
Joe, apart from
So last one,
victory,
I think.
apart from victory or loss, what would you like to be your legacy, and what have you been trying to implement to this team, to this country that will organize the World Cup in 14 months?
Yeah, probably build a base of players that have a sense of belief about how they can put a game together, have a sense of connection about how they play the game, and then they have a set of skills that allow them to play in that manner, and a commitment to doing that for each other. It's not the most simple game, but in a lot of ways, you can simplify it into that. And there were times tonight where there was evidence of that. I don't think a lot of teams in World Rugby can dig quite so deep into their stocks in some positions and still turn out the same product. I know in France they have the top 14. There's 14 professional teams plus 16 in the Pro D2. So, I respect what the players have achieved, and I guess if the legacy is that that people could see that players were growing, that their belief was growing, that their skill set to be able to apply the sort of game they want to play was evident, then I think we're taking steps forward. And it's very hard, personally, for me to observe those last 2 results when when you want to leave, as I said, the house in good order. So what I would ask is that people keep showing some faith next week, and certainly the players will make every effort to earn that faith.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
We've just got a few things to wrap up in the sheds, and then I'll try and bring a couple of guys back to it.